Well deserving, well prepared, respected, wonderful sadhakas, welcome to this subtle, tough endeavor of trying to study the Shastras and the understanding of the truth, in spite of we are in such an outer and inner conditions and atmospheres. In fact, we know the Upanishadic Adhyayana becomes fruitful when we have such type of outer and inner ambiences. The subject being so sublime, so deeper, so inner. So, with so much of extrovertedness required for survival, sustenance, we are in such life outer to make this inner journey is tough. Yet, you and I are trying for it just to know that such spiritual truth exists, that when one pursues it and realizes it, the benefits are infinite. If that conviction comes to us about the glory of the truth, then inside we make our own plans and sankalpas to make it convenient, our outer and inner atmospheres suitable for this Adhyatmic study sadhana. Welcome, Chandogya Upanishad, Sambandha Bhashya. We are studying then our Vedic chanting, our mantra dhyanam, our common sense thought. So these are the things while studying which we are trying to focus our minds, we are trying to make our intellects equipped with the Shastra Jnana. Let us continue it every day. Let this be our daily tapasya. May Parabrahma Ishvara Jagannatha, Devata Guru Gana Shastra Gana, Krupa and the cooperation of the world around with us always. May we focusedly beautify our Vyaktitva, suitable for our inner Adhyatmic sadhana pragati and suitable for our being useful to the world outside spiritually. Let us start with our Mangalacharana shlokas, our Sankalpa, our Upanishad, Shanti Mantra Ucharana and Upanishad Adhyayana as every day. Start, friends. Welcome you all. The new sixth 6 months are over of this year. The second 6 months are starting from today. So half of 2026 is over. Remaining is there. We have all the opportunities, conveniences. Let us see how best we can utilize them. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधाजलधे महितोपनिषत् कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। ॐ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहाससन्तवाङ्मयोक्त साध्यसाधनानुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं तत्र उक्त ऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्तिविश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं धर्मसंस्थापकानां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्न शाश्वतसमूलनिर्मूलनपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य शाश्वतरूपेण वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधनाप्रयत्नमध्ये सामवेदान्तर्गत छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आद्यशङ्करभाष्यसहित अध्ययन साधनाप्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ अथ सामवेदान्तर्गत छान्दोग्योपनिषत् प्रथमोऽध्यायः पूज्य श्री आद्य शंकर भगवत्पाद विरचित मंगलाचरण श्लोकः 3 टाइम्स। ओम सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्री देशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने ओम सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्री देशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने ओम सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्री देशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने। ओम अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः प्रथमः खण्डः शान्तिमन्त्रः 3 टाइम्स। ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ते मयि सन्तो। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ते मयि सन्तो। ओम शांति शांति शान्तिः। ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. By now, you must be very clear that these mantras have to be remembered by us. Mantra artha also we must know it, and bhavayukta, bhakti-yukta, shraddha-yukta, bhavana of the meaning of the mantras we have to do, putting our intellect in that meaning of the mantra, isn't it? These are called sadhanas, and always in that mode of the Veda mantra and Veda mantra artha. And in that, many things are anushangika. One thing is important. What is the important thing here? Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Atmani Nirate. May I not reject Brahman, may I be always reveling in that sadhana which takes me to Brahman. That is Mukhya. And all other things are the Anushangika, means the helpful things, required things for that sthiti. The apyayantu mamangani vak pranaschakshu shrotra mato balam indriyani sarvani mama brahma nirakarot ye upanishatsu dharmaha te mai santu. These are all the help, the supporting things too. The main thing called as maham brahma nirakuryam atma nirati. Be in that mood, that's it. Always in that mood. And why do we have to come into any other mood? Unless we are a mood. Unless we are deluded, unless we are ignorant. So this is how, through the Upanishad, keeping our intellect always in the truth, we have to keep on trying to realize the truth and abide in the truth. That is the toughest and difficult most sadhana the rishis of the past have reached. Reach sadhana and goal. They have done and reached. They are lucky. And they didn't had so many of distractions as we have now. And we only brought all these things. Therefore, it is more difficult tapasya for us, isn't it? But at that time also, with whatever minimum things were there around, they were not attached to them. They had viveka, vairagya. Here in our life, the things may be many. How does it matter? If we have the viveka, vairagya, from all of them we can withdraw. Think about it, right? That is one thing about that mantras which we chanted. Second is the spirituality is, adhyatmikata is rising above the emotions of the mind and projections of mind, intellectually understanding something and ruthlessly abiding in it. Ruthlessness to reject the earlier wrong notions, earlier ignorances, you know, earlier variety of wrong convictions. We have, we all are living our own convictions wrong. Now the Shastra is giving us the convictions right. That right convictions, ruthlessly living, living, rising above the wrong convictions or earlier notions, habits. That's called as Adhyatmic Sadhana. Is of more and more of understanding, less and less of emotion. If we become emotional, then we are worldly. If we want to be spiritual, we have to be intellectual. Because it's all the buddhi sadhana. Vicharana, na? Vedanta is vicharana. Vicharana is done by the buddhi. Through the vicharana, when the thing is understood and understood that that is beneficial to us, then we have to live according to it. We have to abide by it. That is called as Vedanta. Right? So, with that little background, what we have studied so far in our Chandogya Upanishad, Prathamodhyaya, Pratamaha Khandaha, after the Shanti Mantras, in the beginning of Sambandha Bhashya. So, we have understood the two possibilities of the karma. The third one, we have to see it. Even that also we saw, but not fully satisfactory. Hmm. One is called as Archi Marga. Clear? Second is called as Dhuma Marga. One is called as Surya Marga. Another is called as Chandra Marga. One is called as Uttarayana Marga. Another is called as Dakshinayana Marga. One is called as Shukla Marga. Another is called as Krishna Marga. In this Uttarayana, Shukla, Archi Marga, in this first one, Surya Marga, the goal is Paramatma, pursuit is Jnanam, pursuit is Upasana. But every time there is danger because it is a Krama Mukti. Anywhere we may be trapped by anything else. Even after going to Brahmaloka also, we may topple down. Brahma Bhona Lokaha Punaravartina. Keep that in mind. That is the shortcoming in this first marga. It will be lengthy, it will be delayed, and anytime there is a chance to fall. How much ever you try to struggle or maintain. Right. Second marga, in that our choice itself is not Paramatma. In the second marga, our choice itself is the Iha and Paraloka Sukha Bhoga Prapti. So our choice itself is not infinite or complete. Therefore, how do we, when we have not chosen it at all, how can we reach to that? We reach this only. Therefore, in this earlier path, one by one loka, we go on going on, higher ones, reach up to Brahma Loka, and there from Brahmadeva we get Brahma Vidya and get moksha. Krama Mukti, possibility. And again, every time there is a temptation, there is a fear. The other path, there is no realization only. There is no moksha only. There is only Urdhva Lokadi Prapti, again coming back. Means we have done the Yajna Karmas, the Punya Karmas, etc. Accordingly, in the Chandra and Chandra Loka around, whatever the Sukha Bhoga Lokas are there, like that of Sargadi, Svargadi, there this Punyatma, this Yajna Karma Anushthan Karne wala, he will reach, he will enjoy it, then he will come back through the Vrishti Marga, Vrihi Yava Marga. All those things we are going to study in this Upanishad. So, in this Daiva Upasana for Moksha, Brahma Jignasa are not there. Yajnayaga are there. Even Upasanas are there, they are for Arthakama only. Then other Punya Karmas are done. Very good, because many told us, if you do this Punya Karma, you will have better worlds. So he is not ignoble, he is noble, he is good person. But his goal is not ultimate. Second person and second path. So this is called as Chandra Marga. This is called as the Krishna Marga. Pitruyana Marga also it is called. Earlier is Devayana. So Devayana, Pitruyana. The fifth thing you can add. So Surya Marga, Devayana, then Shukla Marga, then Uttarayana, you know, Shukla. These are the five things here. Here also Archi Marga, the fifth one, Archi. So Archi है तो इधर धूम है, ये शुक्ल है तो कृष्ण है, सो इधर उत्तरायण है, सो इधर दी दक्षिणायन है, सो इधर देवयान है तो इधर द पितृयान. ब्रह्मलोक प्राप्ति, here Chandralok, Suryalok, through Surya Dwara, Brahmaloka Prapti, here Chandraloka Prapti, Chandramarga it is called. So, these are the two ways, knowingly or unknowingly, when we do karmas, we reach to. Shukla Krishne Gati Hete Jagatah Shashrute Mate. In this world permanently, these two paths are there. Ekaya Yati Anavrittim, one path of the Shukla Marga, you go on evolving through Krama Mukti, you reach Paramatma. Anyaya, from the other one, Avartate Punaha, definitely, certainly you will come back. First of them, Anavritti means still there is a possibility. Because one thumb rule is what? Till the Brahman is reached. Till the Brahman. Anywhere, everywhere, there are risks and dangers. So anybody can be trapped by anything, anywhere, can fall anywhere. That's it. It's a thumb rule. Therefore, there is always risk. Mm. Apart from these two paths, there is a third one. Okay, samastam karma adhigatam. One is pranadi devata vijnana sahitam archiradi margena brahma pratipatti karanam. Brahma is saguna brahma here, not the parabrahma, the brahma loka. Second is what? Kevalam cha dhumadi margena. Dhumadi margena chandra loka pratipatti karanam. Okay, this is the second karma. First karma is that, second is this. Dhumadi margena, kevala dhumadi margena, chandraloka prapti. So we have very clearly, exhaustively explained. See, Dhurma margame, the actions we do are the yajnayagadi, actions we do are the sadharma, actions we do are punya karma. All are good. But the goal is not parabrahma. Here, aupadika sukha bhoga only. Uttama loka, uttama sukha prapti. So, in that Chandramarga, through that Vitruyana, Chandradi Loka Prapti, but it is again Punaravartate. Once that Punya done is over, the Yajna Phala is over, from there he will be sent back. Okay. Then when it is sent back, nobody is 100% perfect every moment, isn't it? कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ होते हैं. So whatever the wrong things done, a little bit done, that result also one goes through. These are all how many we can say. थोड़ा hint दिया तो remaining you can understand. Like a person rich with multi-millionaire, but he will also have one day stomach ache. That is the result of some papa karma. The immediate papa it can be कि गलत खाना खाया होगा या उसका कोई ऐसा कर्म फल है. There is no hard and fast that he is rich, therefore he should not suffer. The richness is caused by some other punya. But for suffering, if you have done some papa, that will come. So even in Swarga, not that it is 100% everything sukha bhoga. वहां भी पेट दर्द पीठ दर्द जो भी है उपाधियां है वो कमी पेशी होगा उसमें. Depending on what we do. Like somebody is a president, prime minister, doesn't mean that everything is well. They will also have some physiological problem, the mental fight, dukha, कुछ ना कुछ misunderstanding होगा, चलता है. Anywhere we go. Some dukha, they have the children who are in a wrong path. अब कितने लोगों को आपको देख रहे बड़े बड़े लोग हैं, their children are in wrong path and they suffer. That is how come it is happening. वो पुण्य का फल वो है, पाप का फल ये है, दोनों होते. Like our own life, take so much of punya phala, Guru Kripa, Ishwar Kripa, that we are studying Shastra. But are we only doing this and getting only this or what? We are getting bangings only at home from the wife or husband or children or even servants. That is the papa phala, wo bhi chalta. So these Chandra Loka Prapta, they come back. While coming back, if any of the sins are there, depending on the quantity of them, they go through the variety of the yonis. Again, given an opportunity as human being to do the karma. So the human life is karma yoni. That is called as Dakshinayana Marga Karma or Uttarayana Marga Karma or Durmarga karma or Moksha karma. For four things, the human life is a base. This is all we have to know. Why we have to be ignorant about it? When our Rishi Munis have found all of that and gave us in our Shastras. Jan lete na, let us know them. And when we have knowledge, as yesterday, Prabuddha Leela said to Mother, "Oh Mother, tell me again, Bodha Vivruddhaye, Bodha Vivruddhaye. For my Vivruddhi of the Bodha understanding, tell me again, about Marana and what happens after Marana." How wonderful topic it is. Evening Yoga Vasist. Okay, the Surya Marga, Chandra Marga, Devayana, Pitrayana, Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha, Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, Archi Marga, Dhuma Marga. Clear? Apart from these two is the third one. What is that? He is a third one is what? Swabhava Pravrittanam. As we said just now, Swabhava Pravrittanam, the one who is Pravritta outside. Not because of the wisdom gained from the Guru and Shastra, this type of wisdom, but Swabhava. That Swabhava means Vasana. Vasana is equal to Kamana. So because of the Swabhava Vasanas, because of the Swabhava Kamana, they have their own outer Swabhavika Pravritti, natural tendency. So nature, Vasanas, natural desires in the mind, natural Pravritti outside. Swabhava Pravrittanam cha. And in their life, Margadvaya Pariprashtanam. Margadvaya Paribhrashta is equal to they are not doing the Brahma pursuit nor doing the Upasanas of the Devayana, nor they are doing the Yajnayagadi Punya Karma of the Pitrayana. And both of them, the Devayana, Pitrayana, Surya Margi, Chandra Margi, they stick to their Swadharma. पहले स्वधर्म करके right now for the higher worlds prapti, one does yajnagadi, for him the swargadi chahiye. The first one, he wants the moksha, so he is doing that pursuit. But swadharma they are doing, right? So their swabhava is well educated, well trained. Their tendencies, vasanas, their sankalpas in the mind are always of that type of punya karma karo, ya yajna karo, upasana karo. New things they go on planning. Wherever things are happening, they go and attend, and they go to the Mahatmas and get guidance. They are in that mode. This third category, he is Ubhaya Marga Bhrashta. So, no Brahma Vidya pursuit, no Upasanas. No Yajnayagadi pursuit, no Punya Karmas. And Yaha ka dharma, he doesn't do his Swadharma also. So, in the Swadharma, it is according to Swabhava, he only does the Adharma, Papa, etc. Other spiritual things he is not doing only. Therefore, what is his Gati? Kashta Adhogati. And for him, all the Kashta Rupi, Narakadi yonis will come first. Only Dukkha, Kashta. Then, when he finishes the terrible treatment of Naraka, Adhogati, he will be born as the birds and animals, and he will be born as the trees and plants. That too, depending on his Dushta Karma done, as we said yesterday, and with a different roga, with a different type of kasta, dukkha, etc. etc. This will be told to us today, tomorrow in our evening class also, Yoga Vasishta. Now, hope we are becoming very sensitive to catch these points and analyze our life. He is our life according to our swabhava and kamana, only vahipravritta, not caring the swadharma, not caring punya karma, not caring yajna karma, not caring upasana karma, and not caring Vedanta karma. Vedanta. Is our life like that? Then kashta adhokati. Along with that, we are doing adharma, we are doing papa, जानबूझकर या अनजाने में, definitely our permanent residence in Naraka. long time residence. Thereafter, different yonis. Pashupakshyadi yoni, Nikrushta yoni. There also with so many problems and all. Pashupakshi ka artha hi problem. What is the problem? There is no Purushartha Samarthya. That is taken away because we misused the Purushartha Samarthya when we were in human beings. Therefore, that Purushartha Samarthya is taken away. Therefore, when it heavily rains, that buffalo cannot make an umbrella for it, nor it can have a raincoat, nor it can go and make a house to stay. Bas. At the most, it can be under a tree or any place, otherwise, it will drench in that. No Purushartha Samarthya. If it has a disease, it can't go to a doctor, veterinary, and take care of me. No, it will die only. It will try its best to whatever it can do. Some of the animals sometimes show some intelligence, you know, little bit. But वो बहुत minimal होता है. Even to survive also, they cannot have पुरुषार्थ. बस भगवान मेहरबान है तो जिंदगी नहीं तो मर. Isn't it? What food they eat? There is no discrepancy. जो मिला खाते हैं वो मर भी जाते हैं खाने के कारण कभी कभी गलत फूड. They try, but then still. No, not that much Purushartha Shakti as we have to avoid the dukkha and to get the sukha. Purushartha Samarthya is given to avoid the dukkha to get the sukha. And final avoiding dukkha and permanently getting sukha is through the Paramatma Anubhuti, Brahma Anubhuti. So that is how Kashta Adhogati understood. And depending on this Papa, whether it is the Surya Margi or Chandra Margi or Durmargi, the dukkhas will keep continuing. Like now I am doing sadhana. Still depending on whatever things done by me in my past life, कभी सुख मिलता है कभी दुख मिलता है. Even now whatever I am punya karma doing, in future I will get sukha. पाप करूंगा तो दुख मिलेगा ही. So the number of papas, the quantity, the length we will live and the depth. पाप हो या पुण्य हो या उपासना हो या sadhana. Accordingly we get result. Underline one word, new word from the evening class. We are borrowing it. Evening class of Yoga Vasishta Maharamana. That is the word called as Niyati. Niyati means A aisa hi hai. It is like that. Niyat nahi. The Niyat is the other one. 2 days back we studied in the common sense thought. Niyat safanaj. The Niyat is different. That is Hindi Urdu Hindi word. We talk about Niyati. Niyati means Niyama. This is how it is made. If you do sadhana, you get moksha. If you do punya, you get swarga. If you do papa, you go to naraka. If you do punya papa samarupana, you come back to human life. That is like that. World aisa bana hai bas. You have to avoid. It is like that. It won't change like for you. ये नियति है बस. Evening class was so good in so many niyatis that are told. Okay, now about 3 types of karma we are told. Their gati also are told. After this is what is so far covered in the Chandogya Upanishad. Pehle, in that portion of the Veda, Samaveda discussed about all these things in its own mystical manner, understandable to those disciples of that standard and that level. Over now, after that, the Upanishad is starting. Why Upanishad is starting in that Chandogya Upanishad is starting in Samaveda? Continuation. कि न च उभयोर मार्गयोः अन्यतरस्मिन्नपि मार्गे आत्यन्तिकी पुरुषार्थ सिद्धि. This is what we said in the introduction today. Some things are, or spirituality entirely is intellectual conviction. And we have to abide by it. If we compromise those intellectual convictions while gaining them or while maintaining them, because of some sentiments or emotional, then we are denied of the benefits of that higher knowledge. Isn't it? Simple. Hai. This is the beautiful thing. It is not sentimental nor emotional nor insistence by Bhagavan Adi Shankar. He is putting facts in front of us which are convinced by him in his intellect and which he has experienced. अपने अनुभव, अपने बौद्धिक निश्चय को हमारे सामने रख रहे, इज नथिंग सेंटिमेंटल अबाउट इट. व्हाट इज इट? उभयोः मार्गयोः अन्यतरस्मिन् मार्गे. In both of the paths, here both of the paths means you can put it one way. Ki the Surya Marga, one Marga, Chandra Marga, other one. And the third Durmarga is not considered at all. Because उसमें साफ दिख रहा है ना अधोगति ही है. So why we have to talk about it? This is one way. Otherwise, Ubhayo Marga means one Marga is the positive, whether it is Surya or Chandra. Other one is negative, that is called as Kashta Adogati Rupa Durmarga. In both the Margas, either way you see, or Marga, तीनों मार्ग मानो. बट ये दुर्मार्ग तो कंसिडर करते नहीं शास्त्र में. इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड दैट वी आर ऑलरेडी रीजन अबाउट दैट, देन ओनली वी आर कमिंग टू स्टडी शास्त्र. So generally ubhaya marga, wherever maximum talked, is the shukla marga, krishna marga. Let us stick to that one. Durmarga, let us leave it. Leave it means from our study. In our life we have to be careful, don't enter in that. So ubhayoho margayoho, ah, uh, अन्यतरस्मिन् मार्गे, in any of the one of the margas, आत्यंतिकी पुरुषार्थ सिद्धि न. The आत्यंतिक पुरुषार्थ moksha immediately is not gained. In that specially the पितृयान में तो मिलता ही नहीं, because our goal itself is not. In the first one, the Archi Marga, the Surya Marga, it is Krama Mukti. When will it happen? We don't know. Here also, as we are doing the upasanas to the devatas, those lokas we go and we are given so many temptations, facilities, we are caught up in them, then there will be a delay in our moksha sadhana there. But immediately to nahi mil raha hai. Therefore, na ucha ubayoho annatarayoho marge atyantiki purushartha siddhi. See, atyantika purushartha is moksha. Out of four purusharthas, the artha, the kama, the dharma and moksha, atyantika means antamatitya, highest, greatest, noblest, most final, is moksha. That is not possible in these two paths. Again, we are telling in the first path, after going to Brahmaloka, through the teachings from Brahmadeva, there is a mukti. It's a krama mukti. Yet, conditions apply. Conditions apply to such an extent that even Brahmadeva, if he is not having the Brahmanubhuti, he can himself, after getting dismissed, he can come onto the earth and become some MLA or a politician or a kisan. Huh? No guarantee from outside, guarantees from inside. I have to ensure myself that I have realized Brahman. Not that I become Brahmadeva because my Punya Karma, that I am guaranteed Brahma Vidya. No. Can you catch this subtle point? Because of my Punya, whatever the higher lokas I get, that doesn't guarantee me Brahma Vidya and Moksha. Brahma Vidya Moksha guarantee I have to give to myself. By my sankalpa, my prarthana, my going to the Guru, listening to him, my sadhana, my study of Shastra, I have to do it. मैं तो ब्रह्मदेव बन गया हूं. What about my mukti? The Brahmadeva cannot say. You have to pursue it. That is why in Puranas we see Brahmadeva getting knowledge even from Narayana Bhagavan. Isn't it? Chatushloki Bhagavata is Brahma Jnana only. So every time the Brahma happens in every way of the Kalpa and in every of the Brahmanda, generally the Brahmadeva knows the reality most probably. I am telling still not 100% guarantee. The idea of saying that is, it is in our hands to pursue it. That thing, if you miss it, then we wait for the outer conditions. Then conditions never decide. Inner condition decides. If you want, you will come to Upanishad class. No, things from the outside should be convenient to me, then I will come. It is a vaham. That is what the mind traps us. That is the blunt sentence. If you want to come to the class, nobody in the world can stop you. If you don't want to come to the class, nobody in the world can force you. It's all your choice. First is that. Then the other things, your health issue, the domestic problem, और वो सब फिर secondary third होते हैं. वो सब चले जाते हैं. They're all temporary tests. Like for Hanuman ji. Temporarily the Surasa, Mainaka, Simhika came. Once he conquered them, he just entered. One more has come there, Lankini. उसके बाद क्या है, वो अपना फ्रीडम है, घूमते गए. Isn't it? Here also, Krishna, some things as per our prarabdha, they come. Remember, there are no obstacles for sadhana other than our own choice, not choosing it and not doing it. The seeming obstacles are our own karma phalas, our own karma phala, that's it. But they abstract. Sometimes the devatas test, the gurus test. Again, they are not the obstruction, they are only to empower us, facilitate us. By the way, keep it in mind. Anyway, so main topic, Ubayoho Margayoho Atyantika Purushartha Siddhi Na. So, Nacha Ubayor Margayor अन्यतरस्मिन्नपि मार्गे आत्यंतिकी पुरुषार्थ सिद्धि. दोनों में से किसी एक मार्ग से भी आपको मोक्ष नहीं मिलने वाला है. इति मीन्स फुल स्टॉप. यू कैन नॉट चेंज दैट. अतः देयरफॉर, now the next sentence is very clear. We are already told you this intellectual conviction, you have to gain it and stand by that. There is no sentiment, emotion. No, but I love doing yajna upasana. I want to have higher sukha and bhoga. Who told not? You do, but don't expect the moksha. That's the ruthlessness there. Don't expect the moksha is a only half sentence. The other half is whether you expect or not, the bandhana will come. मोक्ष नहीं का अर्थ क्या है? उसका ऑपोजिट बंधन है. So, Atyantika Purushartha is moksha. Moksha is not obtained in any of these two paths. Ruthless, you have to be very clear. That's why always in our classes we say, do you want to mukti here? Do you want only the worldly things? If you want mukti, it's only through Brahma Prapti. In every other Prapti, that Prapti is there but not moksha. जगत में सब मिलता है लेकिन मोक्ष नहीं है, याद रखो. जो चाहिए आपको मिलेगा, but not moksha. Because they're all conditional, no? They're all aupadik, they're all limited. सब देश काल में आ जाते हैं. Anything comes under desha and kala and upadi, all of that is bondage. Because these two, neither of these two can lead to atyanta purushartha, ataha. Now the next two sentences is very powerful. Ataha karma nirapeksham. Karma nirapeksha means no requirement of karma at all. Apeksha means requirement. Nirapeksha means not required. Karma nirapeksha. Not requiring the karma at all. Now, what is the purpose of Bhagavan Shankara saying this thing first here? Karma nirapeksha means not only the karma is not required, but it is an obstruction also. Therefore, you have to drop only. That is why na karmana na prajaya na dhanena. Tyage neke amrutatmanush. Therefore, karma nirapeksha means kicking away all the karmas. That's why sarva dharma, bracket mein karma lagao, sarva dharman parityajya. To realize the being, we have to reject all becoming. In all karmas, there is only becoming. That is called as bhava. Bhava means to become. Bhu means to be. To be the self, you have to stop becoming, no? Karma prompts us to become. Become is samsara. Therefore, karma nirapeksham, not only not required, but also to be rejected. Both meanings you add to this word nirapeksha. कर्म का जरूरत नहीं है और कर्म को त्यागना पड़ेगा, ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन है वो. So karma nirapeksham, first point. Then Advaita Atma Vijnanam. Advaita, non-dual, Atman, the self. Vijnanam is experience. The experience of non-dual self. Experience happens on the seat of meditation. Meditation happens when you contemplate. Contemplation happens when you have the data. Data is gained through Shravana Adhyayana. Shravana is done in the class by our acharyas, they teach us. After Shravana, we do the Adhyayana. With Shravana and Adhyayana, we do Manana Chintana. Adhyayana added specially because we have the books published now. In olden days, there are no books. जब गुरु पढ़ाते थे ना श्रवणा वही उनके मन में होता है. There are no books culture at all. They are so perfect in their memory and all कि कोई किताब की जरूरत नहीं होती. Therefore, Adhyayana aspect is not there. Directly Manana. Because data is received from the Guru in the class. श्रवण हो गया मनन. बट हमको श्रवण के बाद याद नहीं रहता इसलिए अध्ययन ऐड करना पड़ रहा है. बुक खरीद के अध्ययन. While doing Adhyayana, what is Shrutam, what is heard, remember that. Then close the book and do the Manana. Through Manana, doubts go away. Okay. When the doubtless knowledge comes, then we do the Nididhyasana. Already we have seen Ye Upanishatsu Dharmaha Temai Santu. Through that, the Anubhuti comes. That's called Vijnana. So, Karma Nirapeksham Advaita Atma Vijnanam. Say 3 times. Karma Nirapeksham Advaita Atma Vijnanam. How clear it is. Karma Nirapeksham Advaita Atma Vijnanam. Karma Nirapeksham Advaita Atma Vijnanam. That alone is what? Samsara Gatitraya Hetu Upamardena. Oh, Bapre. Samsara Gatitraya means 3 gatis are there which are told in the earlier portion. All the 3 are not giving moksha. When they are not giving moksha, then what will they give other than the moksha? What is other than moksha? It is called samsara. There are only 2 possibilities, either samsara bandhana or moksha prapti. Samsara is bandhana only. So therefore, uh, what is the sentence here? Samsara gatitraya. These 3 gatiyon ko hetu upamardena. How powerful it is, see? Samsara gatitraya hetu upamardena. Upamardana means destruction. Hetu means the cause. For the gatitraya, 3 paths which lead to only samsara. So therefore, what are the hetus for the 3 samsara gatis? What are the hetus for 3 samsara gatis? Only ajnana and the vasanas, no? So by giving us the Atma Jnana, the Ajnana and the Vasanas are removed. These Ajnana and Vasanas were the cause for us to take up the 3 types of karma which were giving us 3 types of paths and 3 types of destination. None of them were giving us moksha is equal to they were samsara and bandhana. See how we have to study with the Bhashya and become more and more subtler in our understanding, clearer in understanding. And the another effort is we have to retain that understanding. Another effort is we have to live life like that. They are the next stages in our evolution after the first stage of coming regularly to the class with all the sincerity and jignasa to know such a beautiful, wonderful people you are. I really respect you. नहीं तो आजकल कौन सुनता है बोलो ये सारा उपनिषद झमेला है सब. Who wants all that? हाँ wonderful TV programs are there, enjoyments are there. इस पे कौन जाएगा? And whenever little bit sadhana somebody wants to do or study, immediately they look at the world around. They are not doing. मैं क्यों करूं? Remaining in such circumstances, still you are choosing to come to the class. You have so much Guru Bhakti that Gurus are blessing. Ishvara Bhakti, Ishvara is blessing us. Good Pura Janma, Guru Seva done. You know, when you have done too much Daiva Seva, you get Sukha Bhoga of lot of money. No dearth for money at all. isn't it? But if you are coming to the Vedanta or Satsangas, you have done the Guru Upasana. So महात्माओं का सेवा किया, तभी जाकर तत्व जिज्ञासा होता है. दैव सेवा किया तो बहुत खूब पैसे मिलते हैं, बस खूब भोग मिलता है. हाँ. But Daiva Seva, if it is done for the Jignasa, then again the Devata also will bless. Possibilities. But most probably, we have served some Mahatmas, they said कि इनको ज्ञान मिल जाए, क्योंकि महात्मा will not say इनको भोग मिल जाए, क्योंकि भोग से मोक्ष नहीं. We have done it. That's how we are here. Continue doing that. Okay, two sentences we said here. First one, karma nirapeksham advaita atma vijnanam. So कर्म रहित अद्वैत आत्म विज्ञान क्या करता है? वो संसार गति त्रय हेतु उपमर्देन. It destroys the three gatis of samsara along with hetus. So that advaita atma vijnana which gives the moksha, that advaita atma jnana which liberates us from three gatis along with their cause of avidya and vasanas, that has to be taught now. Vaktavyam, that is to be spoken. Iti, with this in mind, that Shruti Mata Upanishad Arabhyate starts the Upanishad. This much we studied. The summary of it is what? Till this portion of Chandogya Upanishad, whatever was said in that Samaveda was of those two marga, Shukla Marga, Krishna Marga. Because Shruti Mata tells that also, because everything should be conveyed in the Shruti Mata. But with both of them, the moksha will not come. Therefore, there are some seekers at that level who said, like class में 20 लोग बैठे हैं. So when the Krishna Marga said, 10 people heard and they went for that. Then the Shukla Marga said, 7-8 people heard it and went away. अब 2-3 बचे हैं, वो कहते हैं, what do you want? Why don't you go along with both of them? They say, no, we don't want any of these two. We want moksha. Acha, then use it. For you, the Upanishad. So what is Chandogya Upanishad? It is that in which Advaita Atma Vijnana is given. This Advaita Atma Vijnana does two things. First, along with the Hetu, the three gatis it will reject or eliminate. By removing the Hetu, it will remove the Hetu Phala called as Karya. What are they? अज्ञान एंड वासना सब निकाल कर उसके कारण होने वाले संसार के तीन गतियों को हटाकर व्हाट इज द सेकंड थिंग द अद्वैत आत्म विज्ञान गिव्स नेचुरली थ्रू द अद्वैत आत्मानुभूति द चतुर्थ आत्यंतिक पुरुषार्थ कॉल्ड एज मोक्ष. That is why in the Upanishad, sorry, in the Veda, the Upanishad has entered. That was the need for the Guru or Shruti Mata to give the Upanishad, and that's how those qualified students were waiting for the Upanishad. Then all this is heard now. We have to apply it to ourselves. Where do we stand now? Honestly, deeply in our heart, without any doubt, question, biasness. What do we want? Only bhoga bhoga, or through the upasanas, krama mukti, slowly, or right now, ruthlessly, right now only, in this very life only, I have to get moksha. Or I just want directly to go this by this path. The ones who say that no krama mukti, sadhya mukti only I want. Krama mukti means step by step moksha. Like from the clerk becoming officer, step by step. Just before retirement, he is given a gazetted post. That's a krama mukti. सद्य मुक्ति स्ट्रेट अवे ग्रुप 1-2 लिख दिया पास हो गए तो मिल गया. So here only there is another option. Bypassing all those or both of them, straight away one can pursue the Upanishadic Jnanam and eliminating the causes for all the three gatis, he can realize the self and get moksha. ये possibility है. After this is said, now what is in our heart? What are we seeking and doing among these four chances, possibilities, availabilities? चार हो गए है ना. दुर्मार्ग, कृष्ण मार्ग, then Shukla Marga, then Upanishad Dwara Moksha Marga. What is your intellect convinced about? Are you able to think and contemplate and understand and convince about? Depending on that, you do the things. Depending on you do the thing, you get the result. फाइनल ये है आप श्रुति माता कह दिया अभी शंकर भगवान ने कह दिया हाँ Upanishad started in this way in that Veda and those disciples who were listening they heard it and through that they got Brahmagnana. These are details. But what I am getting out of it, what am I understanding, what am I thinking for myself? Like the objects detailing is done by the shopkeeper. Now it is you who have to थिंक फॉर योर सेल्फ ना कि आपको चाहिए कि नहीं जरूरत है कि नहीं आप अफोर्ड करते हो कि नहीं दिस यू हैव टू थिंक एंड डिसाइड आई वांट दैट बट इट इज कॉस्टली आई कैन नॉट अफोर्ड आई कैन अफोर्ड बट आई डोंट नीड इट आई कैन अफोर्ड बट देयर इज नो प्लेस इन माय हाउस टू पुट इट देयर अब यू हैव टू थिंक फाइनली क्या करना है डिसाइड है कि नहीं you have to think like the women after 3 days of bargaining they'll buy a kerchief and come in all the shops. So, what is our thing? After listening to 6 years of Upanishads, we are buying a kerchief and going. We have to assess sometime. Although it is great that we are listening to Upanishads every day, still we have to question ourselves. Has there any change come in our convictions inside our sadhanas, etc.? थोड़ा सोचना पड़ता sincerely. There is no sentimental about it. It's an honest attempt on ourselves that when such great blessings are coming, are we receiving them? Here is where many of us have to work hard and should succeed. Should not fail in working hard and should not fail in even after working hard. What is the success? More and more strong conviction about pursuing the Brahma Vidya Marga through Upanishads. ये हमारे अंदर होना है उपनिषद स्ट्रेट वो इधर उधर घूम फिरना नहीं करता वो you need not do so many other things there which are said in all other things Upanishad सीधा ब्रह्म विद्या विचारणा contemplation then neti neti and sohamasmi that's it direct path it is in other things so many sentiments emotions devotions that Lord will come and he will cry and you will cry and you do his pada puja with garam garam pani in garmi unke pav jal jata hai then Lakshmi Mata will have to put uh, burnal to his feet क्या हुआ वो भक्त के पास गया गर्मी में गरम गरम पानी से नहलाया अरे यार ये सारा they're all good entertainments for those who are less qualified or never entered spirituality you know after going through all this drama for us only direct इसलिए यहाँ कहा कि by the other two paths moksha atyantika purushartha is not gained therefore you will be still continue to be bound only then moksha is only through atma vijnana how atma vijnana advaita atma vijnana gives moksha by revealing the infinite self at the same time the samsara gatitraya hetu upamardena है ना samsara gatitraya hetu upamardhanam in another definition it is called as visharanam we studied the word sad meanings three meanings sadehe dhatoho visharana avasadana gati see the visharana means loosening the samsara avasadana means removal of the ignorance gati means taking us to the reality Upanishad does these three things Upanishad loosens our tight samsara, removes our ignorance, gives us Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. That is why it's called Sada. Sada Shabda ka ye teen artha hai. We have seen in other Upanishadic study. So now I will read this para. You just feel the meaning of it. Nacha ubhayoho margayoho anyatarasminnapi marge atyantiki purushartha siddhihi. इति अतः कर्मनिरपेक्षम् अद्वैत आत्मविज्ञानम् संसार गतित्रय हेतुपमर्देन वक्तव्यम् इति उपनिषद आरभ्य. That's why we have to study Upanishad. Now, Upanishad has Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya alone is the giver of moksha. Shankar Bhagavan wants to say doubly, second time. For that, he takes the quotations from this very Upanishad and proves to us. Again, he doesn't stop there. Jnana karma samuchaya is not possible, he tells that. Then he takes up why so extensively the upasanas are told in this Upanishad Chandogya. Panch adhyaya tak. In that way, settling our minds, then he takes up the bhashya of one by one mantra. So we need 1 or 2 more days to study the Sambandha Bhashya. पढ़ेंगे. When we studied Shanti Mantra 20 days, Sambandha Bhashya तो समझेंगे ठीक तरह. And these are all, if understood, once for all understandings. So we know Durmarga now, Chandramarga we know, Surya Marga we know. They are called the paths. Where the destinations we reach also we know. And what karma we do, we go in that paths. We also know that. Then we have to choose whether we have to take up that or not. We are having the other fourth path, that is the Upanishadic Brahma Vidya path, in which Advaita Atma Darshanam is given to us. Think, see, you have to contemplate, we have to think, we have to see, किस में हमारा श्रेयस है. Then we have to decide for it and go. इसीलिए हमें बुद्धि दिया गया है, इसलिए हमें फ्रीडम दिया गया है. बुद्धि is to analyze and understand. Freedom is to abide by our understanding. Think about yourself. See, such a wonderful introduction. By this, Guru is doing his duty fully from his side and giving us full freedom for doing our duty in our interest. Our duty is to contemplate on this and decide what we want to pursue in our interest. And it is not only for the class ek ganta. Din bhar, zindagi bhar, what do you want? The Urdhva lokas one by one, or the Sukhabhoga lokas, or the Narakadi loka, or when all these three are mixed up में होते हैं ना, you come back to human life. थोड़ा उपासना भी की, थोड़ा यज्ञ भी कर दी, थोड़ा हेरा फेरी भी करी, we come to human direct again. That all in the evening class you will listen it. Clearly Mother Saraswati will tell us. Wonderful it is. Now tomorrow we will see the quotations and then saying that the Upanishad said Brahma Vidya is the only way for the Atyantika Purushartha, namely Moksha Prapti. This is called Niyati. You cannot edit it for your convenience. You can leave it and go in your way. And you can leave all the yajnas, all the upasanas, all the urdhvaloka gamana or the sukhabhoga loka gamana, all leave, only live the wretched life of crimes, criminality. वो भी कर सकते, धोखा दो, झूठ कहो, start a new projects by which you can cheat the people and all. अब choice आपका है, मैं नहीं कह रहा हूँ करने को. Finally we decide, we do, but we get the result as the niyati says. See, now we got the data. अब brainstorm कर लो आप. Revel in these contemplations. Revel in right decisions. Revel in doing correct things rather than always worrying and brooding about things which are not in our control. काय को waste करते हो time? Om 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 Purnamadaha Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsad Brahmarpanamastu. In our own way and speed, we have made a beginning of our this glorious Chandogya Adhyanam with Bhash. होगा अपना time पे. Now come for our next sadhana of Veda mantra ucharana. Yesterday we have learned that Adbhuta Sukta from Atharvana Veda, which is so essential. In that the prarthana is to the various devata, etc., requesting them to bless us, to protect us from all the abhichara samasyas. Abhichara means from anybody knowingly or unknowingly, any harm is aimed at us, we should not be troubled by that. That type of powerful, necessary mantra as we are in this spiritual mark. In fact, this avichara dosha nivaranartham, not one, three suktams are there. I have seen after that. इसके बाद वाले दो सूक्त भी इसी लक्ष्य को मन में रखकर. I told you this topic at least 10, 12 times in last 6 months or 1 year. That from our side we may be pakka honest and everything, yet in the world in which we are there, knowingly or unknowingly from other sources, we may get difficulties, obstructions on our path. We have to mind that also. We have to protect ourselves from that also. जैसे आप सारे बर्तन अच्छी तरह साफ करके रखे हो, but the water coming from the pipe itself is contaminated, what can you do? हो सकता है ना, चांस है कि नहीं वो. So you get the purifiers and all of that. You clean the tank of the water once in a. So these are all to be done. In the same way, from the world surrounding, there can be the abhicharas that can come, and it has got many other reasons. कि जन्म जन्मों से, to how many jivas we might have done the harm, knowingly or unknowingly, and everybody is not a great Mahatma to forgive us for all our mistakes. Only some Mahatmas forgive, but others revenge लेना चाहते हैं वो लोग. They want to see that we suffer. Therefore, they do the avichara karma of sending the thoughts, doing some actions. Some people even pray to the Lord. भगवान मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए, बस उसका हाथ तोड़. भगवान बेचारे क्या है ना, he will have to give that blessing. Tatastu. That is what is his niyati. Then for that fellow asking for this thing, he will give you punishment to him also. वो बात की बात है ना. Bhagavan has so many his own ways. Like somebody harmed me. If that fellow, if I have forgiven that person, उसका blessing भी भगवान देते हैं मुझे. Without forgiving, if I punish, then फिर उसका भी result आता. That's all niyati of Bhagavan. But before that, no guarantee that people forgive us. जीव वो महाज्ञान होना चाहिए किसी को क्षमा कर. सब ऐसे नहीं होते. So therefore, whatever the negative things they do against us, they are called abhichara karma. In that, from the most casual, non deliberate thought onwards, a very committed, convincing, Kshudra activities also somebody can do to disturb us. Casually से लेकर के committed way. Isn't it? Committed, like the Pakistan. Committed to send terrorists to India. It's a commitment, not a casually happening कि कोई terrorist जा रहे. No, that's a state-sponsored terrorism, it is called. The government only funds them, trains them. Then only they can stay there, no? Government मना करते कौन रह सकते हैं बताओ? That is called deliberate. Same way, the avichara karmas done by some people deliberately, if you have done them so much of harm. है ना? And of which life we don't know. 10,000 lives back, if I have done some harm to somebody, that person has done some avichara karma against me 10,000 lives before. It can affect me in this life. In this life, yeah. Example is what? When the fighter plane is coming from other country, so this country, they send the anti-fighter missile, whatever you call. It is not that immediately it goes and hits it, no. आपने देखा उसमें वो दौड़ रहा है, ये भी दौड़ रहा है, वो भी जाता है, जा जाके finally it gives the dash in its own time. So 10,000 lives back, yeah, no guarantee. That's why the purpose for us is what? We have decided to walk on spiritual path. Newly, we don't trouble anyone from now on. But whatever done in the past, there are avichara karmas from them. That will hinder my sadhana. So I am requesting these devatas to protect me from them. Ye hai baat. Now let us chant this 17th Suktam. Okay. I think this is the first or second Suktam of this fourth Anuvaka. Yesterday, I think we told you the entire meaning of it. We'll chant it today 3 times because of the time lacking. छोटा ही है, ज्यादा है तो ज्यादा. ओम अथ समस्त अविचार दोष निवारणार्थम अथर्वणवेदांतर्गत सूक्तम्. ओम ईशानां त्वां भेषजानाम् उज्जेश आरभामहे चक्रे सहस्रवीर्यं सर्वस्मा ओषधे त्वा सत्यजितं शपथयावनीं सहमानां पुनःसरां सर्वाः समह्योषधीः हितो नः पारयादिते या शशापशपनेन यागं मूरमादधे या रसस्य हरणाय जातमारेभे तोकमत्तु सा यान्ते चक्रुरामे पात्रेयां चक्रुर्नीललोहिते आमे मां से कृत्यां यां चक्रुस्तया कृत्या कृतो जहि दौष्वप्न्यं दौर्जीवित्यं रक्षो अव्वमराय्यः दुर्नाम्नीः सर्वा दुर्वाचः ता अस्मन्नाशयामसि क्षुधामारं तृष्णामारम् अगोताम् अनपत्यताम् अपामार्गत्वया वयं सर्वं तदपमृज्महे तृष्णामारं क्षुधामारम् अधो अक्षपराजयम् अपामार्गत्वया वयं सर्वं तदपमृज्महे अपामार्ग ओषधीनां सर्वासाम् एक इद्वशे तेन ते मृज्म आस्तितम् हतत्वम् अगदश्चर. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Two more things I have to tell you. One, we need not have done any papa to others. They may feel jealous against us. That's how their nature. That also can be a cause for they doing avichara to us. Other one is Vedokta Jivana we have not lived. We are out of our ego selfishness, contradicting to the Vedic Jivana Vidhana, we have lived it. That also comes to our life in the form of curse. The sin of omission, it is called, and sin of commission. They also are there to affect us. So I have done papa to others. One way of I getting problems. The world people around us are jealous of me. They can do some avichara against me. Third, what I had to do as my duty towards the world as per Shastra, I have not done. Uska bhi phal. All of them can disturb me on my sadhana. May it not happen. That's it. Om Ishanan Tvam Bheshajanam Ujjesha Arabhamahe Chakre Sahasraviryam Sarvasma Oshadetva Satyajitam Shapathayavanim Sahamanam Punassaram Sarvahan समह्योषधीः हितो नः पारयादिति या शशापशपनेन यागं मूरमादधे या रसस्य हरणाय जातम् आरेभे तोकमत्तु सा यान्ते चक्रुरामे पात्रे यां चक्रुर्नीललोहिते आमे मां से कृत्यां यां चक्रुस्तया कृत्या कृतो जहीम् दौष्वप्न्यं दौर्जीवित्यं रक्षो अभ्वमराह्यः दुर्नाम्नीः सर्वा दुर्वाचः ता अस्मन्नाशयामसि हृदामारं तृष्णामारम् अगोताम् अनपत्यताम् अपामार्गत्वया वयं सर्वं तदपमृज्महे तृष्णामारं क्षुधामारम् अतो अक्षपराजयम् अपामार्गत्वया वयं सर्वं तदपमृज्महे अपामार्ग ओषधीनां सर्वासाम् एक इद्वशे तेन ते मृज्म आस्तितम् अतत्त्वमगधश्चर. ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. एक और बार। ओम ईशानां त्वां भेषजानाम् उज्जेश आरभामहे चक्रे सहस्रवीर्यं सर्वस्मा ओषधे त्वा सत्यजितं शपथयावनिं सहमानां पुनःसरां सर्वाः समह्योषधीः इतो नः पारयादिति या शशापशपनेन यागं मूरमादधे या रसस्य हरणाय जातम् आरेभे तोकमत्तु सा यान्ते चक्रुरामे पात्रे यां चक्रुर्नीललोहिते आमे मांसे कृत्यां यां चक्रुस्तया कृत्या कृतो जहि दौष्वप्न्यं दौर्जेवित्यं रक्षो अभ्वमराय्यः दुर्नाम्नीः सर्वा दुर्वाचः ता अस्मन्नाशयामसि क्षुधामारं तृष्णामारम् अगोताम् अनपत्यताम् अपामार्गत्वया वयं सर्वं तदवमृज्महे तृष्णामारं क्षुधामारम् अतो अक्षपराजयम् अपामार्गत्वया वयं सर्वं तदवमृज्महे अपामार्ग ओषधीनां सर्वासाम् एक इद्वशे तेन ते मृज्म आस्थितम् अथ त्वमगधश्चर ओम शांति Shanti, Shanti. That is enough. We can chant two more times, but आप घर में पढ़ लो. One thing I want to add here is कि see, if you see so many ways we get problems from the world. है ना? As long as we are not spiritual, neither we have any Rakshana Kavacha nor anybody else. We have to be victimized by all these things. That's how we get various dukkha sufferings in our life. But once we become upasaka, Bhagwan's kavacha slowly starts coming into our life. Thus, our problem, our wrongdoings also get reduced. Also, the results also get diluted, the negative result. Once we become adhyatmika sadhaka, not only the upasaka, etc., really studying the Shastras, wanting to know the tattva, the Rishi Krupas come. The Guru Krupas come. The Guru Rishis also are doing lot of tapasya. That tapo shakti is their bank balance. Tapaphala it's called. So they deposit in by writing the nominee. Who is the nominee? Whoever are doing the sadhana, let this tapashakti be helped in empowering him in doing sadhana as well as to remove the obstacles. Like you put money in the bank and write on your son's name for what? For him not to have the dukkha of poverty and to have the sukha of luxury, physical gross money. Rishi is also deposited. And that's why every day we are remembering one or the other ऋषि कि किसी का डिपॉजिट में हमारा नाम आ जाए है ना नॉमिनी हम हो जाए तो उनके फायदे से quickly we are able to come out of all our inner and our obstacles and problems and impediments. Our spiritual journey becomes sure and soon अच्छी तरह से जल्द होना है. So we are applying to all the rishis every day and all devatas. इतने क्लास पढ़ने का, इतने देवता रूपों का स्मरण करने का, इतने ऋषियों का स्मरण करने का, ये है हम कर रहे हैं. It is, I believe for me though, it's more intelligent work. And it is effective. Like Param Guru Tapon Maharaj. I remember him. His tapas shakti will help me in conquering some of my the negativities, papa. I might have brought it from 10,000 life. कचरा बहुत होगा. जब ज्यादा कचरा है तो सडनली तो एवरीथिंग कैन नॉट बी क्लियर. नो इट टेक्स टाइम. So I remember Adi Shankar Bhagwan, we remember Vyas Bhagat, we remember Dakshina. They all bless us. That's how through the Upasana, the Guru Daiviya Shakti, we help also in clearing all these obstacles, which is so very essential and necessary. And personally, we feel at this level of our inner situation and outer position, other than the Daiva Guru Krupa, we cannot help ourselves to even sustain on the path. First फिसल जाएंगे यहाँ से. First of all, sustaining on the path is important. While walking on the path, so many obstacles come. they also should be going away. For all of that, our own niyat again, not niyati here, our own niyat and our own prayers to the Lord. Guru, keep on doing it. Hey Bhagwan, Kshama Karo for all my mistakes. Put me on the path spiritual. Let me do sadhana. Go on doing that. Okay. Thank you. Now, in our last but one sadhana today, our Rishi Smarana. Today's Rishi is Deerghatamasa Rishi. His name is Deerghatamasaha. Okay. He has got another name, Auchathya, because he is the son of the great Maharshi, Uchathya Maharshi. So the Dirghatamasa Maharshi's Gayatri Mantra we are learning today. He is son of Uchathya Maharshi and mother is Mamata, her name is. Then he belongs to the Angirasa Vamsha. So he is the Angirasa Gotra. He is this Dirghatamasa Rishi. Why that name came to him is, as per the Puranic stories, by birth he is blind. That's how Dirgha Tamas. It's not Tamas as we see Sattvajas Tamas. The Tamas is darkness. Darkness is he cannot see the world because he has no eyes. Janma se hi andhe, blind. No eye transplantation thing as we have now those days. Even now also, even the eye everybody cannot be put to the eye. आई ट्रांसप्लांटेशन डॉक्टर लोग करते जो अंदर के नर्व सिस्टम एवरीथिंग पक्का है तभी करते. Otherwise, it is not recommended to everyone. Otherwise, how many blind people still are there? लाखों में है. Even now with all science technology. So that if somebody's prarabdha is bad, he will be like that. Anyway, here this Dirghatarma Rishi is by birth is blind. But lucky that he is blind, that none of the other nonsense of the world he'll have to see. He one whole Indriya gone, so one aspect of the world is wiped off. For a sadhaka, it is a luck only. He need not see and get attracted by this stupid world. And he used that opportunity for opening of his inner self. Though outside he is blind, but inside he has got Jnana Chakshu. He is the realized saint. Okay. This Dirghatama Maharshi, even though blind, he is a Brahma Jnani. And he also has done the Mantra Darshana. That is why he is called as the Maharshi. Those Maharshis mantras only we are studying every day or chanting. Okay. This Dirghatama Maharshi's credit is in two things, which are the out of so many mantras revealed to him, the famous ones. First of all, in Rigveda, the Pratama Mandala, 140 onwards up to 164, 65 suktas, all of them are revealed to Dirghatamasa Rishi. Some other mantras in this also, the Atharvana Veda mantras we were chanting morning na kahi ek aad baar Dirghatamasa Rishi ka bhi naam aaya, I remember. So mainly the Rigveda, Prathama Mandala, 164, those Anuvakas, 140 onwards, they are his credit. Means in his meditation they are revealed. So now you are getting an idea na? Each of the Rishi in meditational seat, the Veda mantras revealed to him, experience came to him. They taught to their disciples, some were remembered, some were forgotten. Vyasa Bhagavan came and with his glorious Shakti, he brought all of them and compiled as four Vedas. You understood? Like the librarian, library collects all the published books and keeps available for the people. व्यास जी का ये कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन. नाउ दीर्घतमस ऋषि के इतने सारे कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन में टू आर सो ब्यूटिफुल. वन इज इन द मुंडक उपनिषद, though it belongs to the Atharvana Veda and all, Mandukya, Prashna, Mundaka, they belong to Atharvana Veda. The mantras there, some mantras इधर भी उधर भी, हर चारों वेद में कुछ मंत्र होते हैं. Because same mantra might be revealed to other rishi also. ओके. उन दिनों में ऐसे कम्युनिकेशन, सेल फोन और सेविंग ऑल ऑफ दैट, पासिंग ऑन थ्रू मैसेज, ऐसा नहीं था. सो दे विल रिवील टू देम आल्सो. इज इट लाइक समबडी इन्वेंटेड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी? नॉट नेसेसरी दैट उसी को वो नहीं किया हो तो दूसरे देश में और किसी को होता 100 साल के बाद. If it had to come, it will come through anybody. Nothing special about it. Okay, two beautiful mantras attributed to him. First one is the most famous Mundaka Upanishad mantra, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vruksham Parishasva Jate Tayoranyah Pippalam Swaduvatti Anashnannyo Abhichakashiti. See, Ishvara Jiva Bheda, what is said in that mantra. This mantra revealed to this Dirghatama Rishi. Only one Vriksha called as Sharira, the two Pakshis are there. One is the Sakshi Rupa Ishvara Pakshi, not eating the karma phalas of Sukha Dukkha. Another is Jiva Rupi Pakshi, which is eating the two phalas. This mantra revealed. Here the Pakshis are the two states of being. In that, this Jiva Pakshi slowly evolves in state of being to merge with the Ishvara Pakshi. These are all very subtler Veda things, not only Stula Pakshika example. Yeah. So, this is what? Karma Phala Bhokta Jiva Pakshi, Sakshi the Ishvara Pakshi. This mantra Dva Suparna, आपने सुना होगा, आप नहीं सुने मैं क्या करूं? Only I get excited. आप सब तो ब्रह्मज्ञानी हो, आपको उपनिषद से भी जरूरत नहीं. So this mantra of two birds is revealed to him. Wonderful, na? Dirghatamas Rishi. We don't know. Like we are seeing yesterday, na, the Madhuchanda Rishi, the Grutsamada Rishi, special mantras which are revealed to them. You know, the first one we saw, the Grutsamada Rishi, he gave us the Gananam Tva Ganamatim. Yesterday we saw the Madhuchanda Rishi. Because of him, the Rigveda starts with the mantra revealed to him. Agnimede, Purohitam and all. So too today's Dirghatamas Rishi's contribution is this famous mantra, Tva Suparna Saija Sakhaya. Okay. Not only that, he has given the suktams in which the Agni Tattva Mahima, Surya Tattva Mahima, Vishwa Srushti Rahasya, then Vak Shakti Mahima, then through that Dvasoparna Saija Sakha, the next few mantras, the Parabrahma Tattva also revealed to him. This is one important thing. Second beautiful thing revealed through Dirghatamaha Rishi, Dirghatamasa Rishi to all of us is in the 46th mantra of the 146th, 164th of the Suktam of the first mandala. Okay, Pratham Mandala, 164 Sukta, 46th mantra. Another thing very famous, what is, in that mantra which we have heard 2000 times so far. What is that? Ekam sat vipraha baudha vadanti. Suna na apne? Truth is one. The saints and sages talk about it in many ways. Ekam sat. Sat ekam. Sadvastu ek hi hai. Vipraha, the knowledgeable wise people, bahuda vadanti. The same truth, bahuda bahuprakare vadanti. They explain, they talk about it in many ways. This famous Ekam Sat Vipraha Vadanti mantra also came to us revealed through our great Dirghatamasa Rishi. And that whole mantra is what? Indram Mitram Varunam Agnimahu Ato Divyasa Suparno Garutman Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti Agnim Yamam Matarishwanamahu. It is only Ekam Sat, Brahman alone. Vipraha Bahuda. उसी को अलग अलग नाम दिए. What are the अलग अलग नाम? Generally people don't quote because they only know this one line. But in the shloka all of them are there. That Brahman alone is called as Indra, Mitra, Varuna, Agni, then Suparnaha, then Yama, then Matarishwa. All of them are one Brahman only in so many forms. Spoken by the Mahatmas in so many forms. So there's some organization. They take this and write Yam Vaidika Mantra Drusha Puranaha Indram Yamam Matarishwanam Ahu. There also. So these two mantras of Dvasuparna as well as Ekam Sat Viprabhavada Vadanti have come to us because of this great Dirghatama Rishi. Thereafter, Dirghatama Rishi has guided so many Rajavamshas. The Anga Rajavamsha, the Bali Rajavamsha were under his guidance. So such Dirghatama Rishi's Gayatri mantra we chant today. Okay, what is the mantra? औचत्याय विद्महे. Okay, Uchatya Putrana, Auchatyaya Vidmahe. Then in the Dhimahi, we can say uh, Mantra Drashtrecha Dhimahi, because the Mukhya two mantras. Tanno Dirghatamasaha Rishi Prachotaya. Auchatyaya Mantra Drashtre Tanno Dirghatamasaha. We will chant this mantra. Om Parabrahma Varmatma Swarupa Dirghatamaha Dirghatamasaha Maharshe Namaha. ध्यायामि आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि छत्र चामरादीन समर्पयामि समस्त शक्त्योपचार भक्त्योपचारादीन समर्पयामि स्तोत्रेण जपादिना मंत्रेण कीर्तनादिना तोषयामि नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मीति प्रार्थयामि शरणागतोऽस्मीति कथयामि प्रार्थयामि मम बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रु निर्मूलनं कृत्वा आत्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कृत्वा अस्मिन् जन्मे जन्मनि अस्मिन् क्षणे एव परमात्मानुभवं प्रदेहि तथा च भारतवर्षस्य वैदिकैन्दवसंस्कृतेः अपि शत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनद्वारा संरक्षणं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि. ओके, औचथ्य, रिमेम्बर इट. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचत्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचत्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम औचथ्याय विद्महे मंत्रद्रष्ट्रे च धीमहि तन्नो दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम दीर्घतमसः महर्षिः नमः. नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि प्रार्थयामि. मां रक्ष रक्ष परिपाहि परिपाहि परमात्मानुभवेन मुक्तिम् अनुभवेन मुक्तिम् अस्मिन् क्षणे एव प्रदेहि. तथा च भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्यापि संरक्षणं कुरु, विश्वव्याप्तिं कुरु, अभिवृद्धिं कुरु. ओम दीर्घतमसः महर्षे नमः. 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 ओम दीर्घतमसः महर्षये नमः. Mantradrashta means he has no outer eyes, but he has the inner vision of experiencing the self, and that expressed in the form of the mantra to him, which he has said. Now, the last activity today, the common sense thought. What's the common sense thought today is little sublime, subtler, important too. What is it is? One, we are alive. Two, our mind is alive. Three, from the morning waking up till sleep, this mind is active and dynamic. And the job of the mind is to do this sankalpa. Many a times mind takes our permission, many a time doesn't take. And whatever the sankalpas mind does repeatedly, that becomes strong vasana samskar. That expresses as the kamana or desire. And that pushes and forces us to act. Therefore, all starts with the mano sankalpa. Now, this is the thing very clearly to be understood. After that, what is the main today's common sense thought is that from morning onwards, when we wake up, what sankalpas we are doing with our mind by our choice, what sankalpas we are allowing the mind to do. जैसे सर्वेंट से आप क्या काम करा रहे हो और उसको क्या काम करने दे रहे हो. कुछ आप कराते हो, टेल हिम, अरे ये कर कर. दूसरी चीजें वो खुद ही करते हो. कभी इन्फॉर्म करते हैं, कभी नहीं भी करता है. When you inform, you approve it. Sometimes you say, नहीं नहीं ऐसा मत कर. Mind is like that. So from morning onwards, what sankalpas we entertain? Very crucial it is. And that's what is going to become our vasana and our kamana and our karma. You know, that is the most powerful thing. The mind has the capacity, when understood and rightly utilized, it is of highest help, tremendous help. If that's not understood and allowed to be misused, that causes all the problem. Million examples are there. One I tell you. Let us say morning आप उठते ही ऐसे सोचे. One, कि मुझे क्लास सुनना है, क्लास सुनना है, क्लास सुनना है. That slowly inside that class सुनना है thought is there strongly. That is why other sankalpas are not allowed, other activities are not taken up. That's how you are able to come to class. Second thing, after the class, क्या संकल्प कर रहे हो आप? मैं सुबह उठा हूँ, I have gone for so much of jogging, walking, so I am tired. After the class, now I'll have a very good breakfast and sleep for 1 hour. If you do that sankalpa, that becomes your vasana, that becomes kamana, and inevitably you will sleep. Or if you say, after this class, after breakfast, I want to go for that walking or this thing or that. तो जो हम संकल्प सुबह से एंटरटेन कर रहे हैं वही जाकर हम कर रहे हैं. On the other hand, if you say this, no, I've heard this class, immediately I'll finish my breakfast, I'll sit for half an hour contemplation, or I'll sit for my japa or my puja. That thought, when you entertain strongly, automatically the earlier things are not there. Therefore, the nidra वाली वृत्ति या इधर उधर भटकने वाली वृत्ति या मैं बस आधा घंटा सिनेमा देखता हूँ टीवी, this you have not entertained, na, those thoughts. Therefore, they won't disturb. They won't come because you never entertained them. You have only entertained this thought. Ki after the class, after my whatever morning breakfast, I'll do my upasana, my japa. Like for me, after this class, my thought is to Gita class. After that, the Vedic Upanishadic chanting. After that, other Mandukya. So that thought is strong in me. Therefore, in spite of whatever my mind and outer situation, I am able to do them. And anything other than these things I am doing, that is also anybody doing. Also because of our sankalpa only. Just like as I told now. So knowingly or unknowingly, what sankalpa our mind is entertaining. So far, right now, no sankalpa is allowed by the mind to entertain by itself. We have to consciously make our sankalpa. है ना? मुझे जप करना है, मुझे स्तोत्र पढ़ना है, मुझे वैदिक चैंटिंग करना है, मुझे गीता पाठ करनी है, तुलसी रामायण पाठ करनी है. You go on entertaining these sankalpa, they become samskara, then they create such inner atmosphere and outer convenience that we end up in doing that, we land in doing that. If you have only this thought, मुझे सेल फोन देखना है, बच्चों से बातें करनी है, ये करना, वो करना, no, you have entertained that thought, that has become samskara, then that comes into the mind, force, like a force. And we do that, and intellect always is there to justify it. इसलिए द सेंट्स टेल अस, मुझे लगा इसने मैंने किया और मुझे करना था इसने मैंने किया. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ए संसारी एंड साधक. जो कुछ भी लगता है मत करो, जो करना है वही करो. Whatever we feel like doing is slavery. What is to be done, that alone is done, is called freedom. That we entertain the thoughts. For today we entertain, isn't it? Good also, bad also. Like morning I will do some upasana, you do that. Or at like 10 o'clock. Then after that, फिर मैं share करने जा. You only are doing that sankalpa. Then naturally you go for that. हाँ. That is, स यत संकल्पयते तत् कामयते. यत कामयते तत् क्रतुर्भवति. यत क्रतुर्भवति तत् कर्म कुरुते. यत कर्म कुरुते तत् फलम आपनोति. Whatever the sankalpa we do, it becomes vasana and kamana. Whatever is vasana and kamana, that thought becomes powerfully predominant in us. And that forces us to do that activity. Otherwise, when thousand things are there in this world to be done, why you are doing only these things? Everybody for that matter. मैं यही क्यों कर रहा हूँ, आप वही क्यों कर रहे हो, जब करने को हजार है. करने को हजार means possibilities. Because of that sankalpa shakti only. सो बी वॉचफुल अबाउट द माइंड. जनरली वो सोने का संकल्प करता है, रेस्ट करने का संकल्प करता है, भोजन का, भोग का, निद्रा का, इधर उधर घूमने का. दिस माइंड इज एंटरटेनिंग ओनली दिस थॉट्स. वी आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट इट, एंड वी बिकम सेंटिमेंटल इमोशनल आल्सो. एंड देन वी सपोर्ट दैट माइंड. हाँ नहीं तो क्या, सुबह अर्ली मॉर्निंग में 7 बजे उठा हूँ, तो दोपहर में कम से कम 6 घंटे नहीं सोए तो कैसा. नो, वी जस्टिफाई लाइक दैट. Isn't it? That lady saying, daily 5 hours only I sleep, Dr. Saab. Doctor said, such a yogini you are. No, no, no. Daily 5, nightly again 10. पूरा मिलके 15. What do you do 9 hours? I trouble others. All our sankalpa. Right now, what sankalpa you are entertaining, that is going to gather strength and push us to do that. और उसमें फिर minute चीज है. Minute is secondary. Like I have to have breakfast after this, and within that which breakfast, how much quantity. Oh, चलता है फिर. Some of them have, I want to see TV. वो बैठने के बाद which program. और कभी पहले program करके बैठते हो. Here I have to make a call. Then immediately the sankalpa comes. How many other friends whom I have not called from 10 days, whom to call. This is how the mind does sankalpa. और कोई मतलब ही नहीं है उसका. कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Other than knowing self, there is no need for anything else. This is the trap of the mind in which we get trapped. Now we can utilize it also. As we said, that's why every day we are doing our sankalpas. Because of sankalpa doing strongly for 6 classes, every day the classes are happening. कुछ भी प्रारब्ध हो, classes हमारे नहीं रोक रहे. Sometimes it becomes very tough. As it for you, to so to me. आपको कोई काम होते हैं तो आप जाते हो, अलग है नहीं. Mind itself says आज क्लास मत जाओ. कुछ लोग, those who are not so much tuned to the speaker here, वो तो they take it for granted. क्या फर्क पड़ता है कोई बात. आप कुछ लोग थोड़ा मेरे से प्रेम रखते हो, that sentiment binds you to come. Others don't have that sentiment also, then वो easily victimize होते हैं. Not attended class. We love the class, everything, but not attended, because that day the mind's thought was so powerful for not attending the class, but for to sleep or to anything else. For me also it happened very powerful. Then I have to negotiate. I say it's commitment to the Guru. कुछ भी हो जाए, मर जाऊं, but I have to do my class. That is how it is. So, what is the common sense thought? Mind's sankalpas become vasana and kamana. They push us to do good or bad, to be wise, to entertain only the good, noble thoughts. Examples given. Dekho, we have forgotten only. Are we committed nowadays to our own various japa, various parayana? Casually कुछ कर रहे हैं बट नया नहीं ले रहे हैं. अरे मुझे 5 लाख ओम नमः शिवाय करनी है, 8 लाख ओम नमः नारायण करनी है, या ललिता सहस्रनाम 11 times I have to chant, Vishnu सहस्रनाम 11 times I have to chant, or Rudram I have to chant once a day at least 30 days. These thoughts are not coming only to us nowadays. Somehow mechanically to the classes we come. Thank God at least minimum hope. And other some things we do so routinely mechanically. Mind is very vigorously acting in its sankalpas and that it is succeeding in getting its sankalpas fulfilled. समझ रहे ना बात? That's what we do always. दुकान जाके मिठाई खरीदो, उधर जाके ये खरीद के लाओ, या उधर. Who is doing all of that? I. How? Prompted by mind. What about sadhana sankalpas? They are not done. Therefore, वेले बैठे रहते. जब the bhoga sankalpa of the mana are fulfilled, when we are relaxed, we relax वेले. But at least that time you sit and do some sadhana. नहीं भाई संकल्प नहीं किया. Sankalpa is not only at the time of puja, every day continuously. The sankalpas guide our life. Entertain all the Shubha Sankalpa only. That helps us. Okay? Om Purnamadaha. Om 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 Om. Om 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 Om. Om 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 Om. Om Purnamadaha. Shruti Matre Namaha. Tatsat Brahmarvanamastu. Thank you for your wonderful patience. Today's common sense thought is little important. Use it. Hari Om.